Hey y'all, hey! Welcome back to my page, y'all. Welcome to the replay. If you don't see a red box right there, that just means you're catching the replay. So come on in, y'all. If you are catching the replay, just comment hashtag replay. We will welcome you in, answer all of your questions. So, I've got some exciting news for you. I'm currently just cleaning off this 18 by 24 magnetic porcelain steel magnetic frame. So, y'all, let's get to it. We just got some incredible news that we have some new, they're kind of like, I don't know, little bundles, little kits, little pairings of some discounted products. So I'm going to show you one of my favorites from, I think it was last year, y'all. So let's begin. Let me fix my computer here. So I have an 18 by 24 frame. I will scoot back here in just a second. I am actually working on getting it cleaned off. I had put a transfer on it, I don't know, a couple months ago. But I'm using a paste scraper to clean off all of that chalk paste, because when chalk paste dries, it becomes semi-permanent, okay? So this is a paste scraper that I'm using. Right here, you just gotta scrape it off, get that, you know, initial, I don't know, first layer, first coat. So let me scoot this back so that you guys can see everything. And how are you doing on this fine day? Hello, hello. All right, so if you don't know me, I am Amy from A to Z Designs. And we like to have fun on this page. Craft. Y'all, I'm really into sharing my little fast videos of like things I've made cooking wise for some reason. So I've got some stuff up my sleeve to share with y'all. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking a paper towel and I'm just cleaning off all this stuff, okay? So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna spray it again and we're going to use a board eraser. So comment the word fall, F-A-L-L, and go check your messages, because I'm going to show you how to use a very large surface with a transfer that came back out of being retired and that I love. So we're going to use this. Look at this, y'all. Isn't this super cute? Harvest Festival is the name. I love it. Look at the top. Fresh, local, corn, hot cider, maize, produce, hay rides. And guess what? The transfer and this frame combined comes in like a little bundle for y'all. That is 40% off. So check it out. I did put the colors that we're going to use in there. This is very large on my desk, y'all. So let me just clean it off. Let me dry it off. Hello, everybody. What are y'all doing today? So we were in the car, in the driveway, ready to go to the good old local Walmart. And what happened was we got a call from, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Uline. It is a place where we get all of our like shipping materials and I don't know, like the boxes, packaging stuff, and Zach has to sign for it. So here I am sitting there and he's like, well, we can't leave because they're going to be here in 30 minutes. I'm like, well, gosh darn it. And then in comes this email from Chalk that says, hey, we got some new stuff for you to show. So I'm like, well, let me just go show it. All right, so I'm going to put this down here for just a second. And we're going to get our transfer out. This is 18 by 24 as well. And I'm just going to curl my fingers across this like so. And we're going to pull it out. and we're going to create with it. Okay. Now the colors I'm using, the Hello Fall Circle. No, Diane, that is a craft box. That is a monthly craft box. That one right there. Yep. That is, the box is now closed. But I'm going to use Saffron, Pesto, Currant Jam, and Bright White on here. Now, when you go shop the website, all of this release stuff today is going to be found under specials. So go check that out. And you'll notice on our website, we have like the transfer image, and then we have like an idea. So I'm going to basically do the same thing as y'all could do with the idea image on the website. Okay. So first things first, we're going to peel this back and we are going to fuzz it. Okay. This is a larger transfer and it will be cleaned in the bathtub, in the sink. You can even stick it to your shower if you have like tile shower, and clean it that way. But this right here that I'm doing is called, this is called fuzzing. This is applying lint to the back so that it doesn't stick to my surface too well. Okay, so hit the heart button, y'all. Hello. What are y'all doing today? What is today? I don't know. Is it Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Thursday. So we are going to Walmart after this to go grocery shopping because the boys, I have a 10-year-old twin boys, and they've requested a few things. So I'm like, well, make sure it's on the list so that we can go. All right, so notice how these are sticky. All right, we're only fuzzing about half of this so far. I tend to probably over fuzz just because that's what I do. And now what we're gonna do is pull the rest of this backer sheet off. The backer sheet is this white sheet here. Now, because this is an older transfer, if you've been following us, this has a shiny side and it has a matte side. So there's no reason to write back on the matte side. Okay. All right, I'm gonna set that there. Okay, what side did I fuzz? I fuzzed the top. So we're gonna fuzz the bottom, just like this. And this is called a fuzzing cloth. You can get this in the supply list. But the transfer and the board I'm using today, y'all, is combined, like it's a package deal, 40% off. That is darn good because the frame that we're using is reusable. And like you can take off designs and change them out for the season, whatever suits your fancy, okay? Y'all hear the dog? Hi, Tina. The dog is very loud. Do you hear her? She's barking at somebody. Maybe the Uline guy is here. Okay, so we have fuzzed. And before I put this on the surface, I'm going to get all of my colors out and ready to go so that I don't have to worry about that. Okay, let me stir this. So let me show you this. This is kind of the bottom of the barrel here. So I'm going to give it a stir. Now, it's on the thicker side. I don't use pesto as much, but I am going to spray some distilled or purified water in that jar and give it a stir, and it's going to bring it back to life. Kind of like a creamy, dreamy, yogurt, sour cream-like consistency, okay? So let me give this a stir because the drier your paste, the faster it's going to dry on your surface, and you don't want the paste to dry up in the silk screen, okay? So that is good to go. Then we're gonna use Currant Jam. Hi, Linda. Kira, it's Q-I''RA. All right, kind of same with Currant Jam. I'm gonna get this one ready just to make sure. Oh yeah, this one needs a lot of love. Spray, spray, spray. I do not recommend using tap water in the jars because your jars are 3 ounces and there's quite a bit for you to use. And it could, I don't know, start growing some things that you don't want to see, right? Mold, you don't want to see that. So this one is older. And again, I don't use this color a whole lot. and it's going to be part of the wheelbarrow and the arrow on this transfer. So it's not a whole lot, but I don't want to run the risk of it drying in the screen. So I'm just going to stir it, okay? Stir, stir, stir. All right, so that is currant jam. I think that's gonna be pretty. Hopefully I can get it to the right consistency. We shall see. And then bright white. Hi, Lisa Ann. All right, bright white. Down, down. All right, here we go. So I am going to take my transfer and I'm actually gonna lay it over here to the side, grab my frame, and we are going to put it on this bad boy. All right. Now, because the frame is 18 by 24 and this transfer is 18 by 24, it's going to fit like a glove right here on this frame. So let's proceed. All right, just like that. Then I'm going to start in the middle and kind of work my way like to the outside, down, top, and just make sure that I don't have any air bubbles, because air bubbles will cause bleeding underneath the transfer, okay? And if you feel that you have one, you just need to make sure that you work it out. Okay, now I'm gonna hold this up and make sure. Yeah, we're good. We got it straight. All right, so let's fix this side. No air bubbles. And we're just going to work our way down the transfer, or down the surface, okay? I'm gonna put a little stir stick right here so that I can lift this, okay? And then I'm gonna put another one in the other corner so that I can easily pick it up, because we are going to paste and peel, okay? Hopefully that'll stay. All right, I feel an air bubble right there. Let me get that out. And away we go, okay? And like I said, I'm just gonna use the picture that's on the website. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Ready, set, go. Hi, Juanita. Currant jam is awesome. So y'all, comment fall. There's a few other things that are bundled that are at a discount. Like retail of this is $168, and you get it for like $68 off. So check it out. Here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, I got my picture. We're gonna use saffron up here at the top for the words. This would be so pretty on your mantle. It could even lean on your fireplace area, hang it up on your wall, do whatever you wanna do, okay? Then we're gonna use pesto for this little piece of something. I'm gonna call it greenery. I guess it is greenery, right? Okay, so I'm gonna work fast. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and peel it up and lay it back down. My stir stick is not sticking to the transfer. All right, so I'm gonna lift it up. I'm releasing the paste from the screen, okay? Then what I'm gonna do is lay it back down, just kind of let it fall. And I'm gonna make sure that my wheelbarrow does not have any air bubbles, because we didn't paste that area, all right? And we're gonna go in with, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get a little creative, y'all. So the wheelbarrow and the, what is this? The wheel? The wheel for the wheelbarrow is going to be currant jam. And this paste is a little bit drier than I normally like. So just be mindful of that. But the jars that you get are not going to be like that. I just don't want to open up a new jar when I have this one. We'll make it work. Okie dokie. Okay, So we've got that down. I am gonna lift it up just to release it. Yay, so cute. And then we're just gonna lay it back down and make sure that this section right here is pushed down with no air bubbles. Okay, then we're gonna go in with white. Y'all, I'm using a detail tool because this little line on the wheelbarrow is very small. So we'll see how this turns out. You could do one color and be done if you wanted to. You could do this in all white and it would still turn out super pretty. And then I'm gonna pick up the excess and we're gonna hop over to, what is that? That is truly a pumpkin, y'all. We've got pumpkins, not veggies. So now I'm gonna use my multi-tool because it is a smaller squeegee as well, and get this area. So make sure that you get a detail tool and a multi-tool. You wanna have those on hand in case you wanna do some like really fine details on your designs. It will definitely help. Okay, now we have a stem, green, green, green. Okay, ready? Pesto, stem, stem, leaf. Y'all done anything exciting today? We're just going to the Walmart. Oh yes, oh yes. So my white and my currant jam kind of mixed a little bit, but I'm not too concerned. And now I'm just gonna lay that back down. And this entire section we're gonna do in white. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a bigger squeegee and I am just going to take my paste and just drag it along the silk screen. Now, if you mess up and you don't like the way it turns out, just take it off and try it again. If you have an air bubble, you can take it off and try it again. I see I have several air bubbles that I thought I got out, but we're gonna see how it looks. Hope for the best, y'all. That's all you can do, right? All right, the more paste you put down, the more area it's gonna cover quickly. And just pick up your excess as you go. There we go. And pick up all of that. Don't let that sit on the screen. You don't want it all bunched up there, okay? So now we're gonna lift this off. Oh my goodness, y'all, look at this. Look how cool that is. All right, now we're just gonna lay it down gently, okay? And I'm gonna flip this around and we are going to do this side, okay? So we've lifted up all of it so far. We're gonna do currant jam here, all the way across. And hopefully I can get this to where it does not dry too quickly just because of the consistency of the paste. So it's so important, even though I did a fast job, to make sure that your paste is the right consistency so that it does not dry in the screen. Super important. Okay, so let's lift this up. And it did a little bit, but we can fix that, okay? Next is pretty much all saffron, except for the lines in between these words. I love this color, y'all. All right, now I'm gonna hop over here to hot cider. Try not to get too out of hand so that you don't go over into the next area that should not be that color. You know me, I like to go fast. Okay, let's try and lift it from this side. And then we'll lay it back down. Okay, so we're releasing the paste from the screen right now. Okay, then we're gonna lay it back down and remove our air bubbles all the way across. And we're gonna go in with our white here, okay? Zach, what is your idea? All right, so let's put our white line. Hit the heart button for me, y'all. Go check this out. It is 40% off, the transfer and the board. The board is reusable. It is magnetic. Don't forget. We have several of these in different sizes. They're called the 8-in frame, and then they just, they have different sizes of them. I have all of them because I love that they are reusable and they're magnetic. Okay, so there's that. So let's clean that off because we may, I don't know. We'll probably use the same color with it, but just saying. Okay, release the paste. Lay it back down. And away we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go in here. I don't know that this is gonna fix it, but I'm just adding some water. This may cause it to bleed, but we can fix it. Hi, Donna, how are you? All right, here we go. Y'all, this is so much fun. I have never, I have probably made more projects this week than I have. I've never created this much in a single week. And I am loving it. And I hope you guys are too. Y'all just see me all day long. All right, I'm gonna go quickly down here and see. We're gonna take a risk, okay? And see if we can catch this before it dries. But you at home, just do the paste and peel method, all right? Slide all the excess off. Hop over and do the white. Tap, 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 tap. Just make sure that you get the entire silkscreen covered. All the way across. This takes some serious concentration, y'all. Thanks, Michelle Pryor. How are you, girlfriend? I am digging my new life. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see what we got. Lift. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we're going to fix that current jam. So this is going to go right down here on the backer sheet because that is going to get cleaned. Okay, but first we're going to dry this.
I got something. I got to show you.
Zach has something to show us. So I'm going to dry this really quick, and we're going to fix this where it bled a little bit. That's the most amazing thing about this board. It is reusable, and it's you can take it off if you mess up, okay? So let me just dry this. Now, ideally what we would want to do, clean the transfer, lay it back down for our arrow, but honestly, I'm looking at it, y'all. Let me just touch this up with the multi-tool. Don't dry it as you're trying to touch it up because that's not going to work out well. It's working. It is working! Holy cow! It's working, y'all. I've never tried that before. It's like I'm just painting over the spots that peeled up. Happy accidents, right?
So I was watching you and I got inspired
And I thought, oh, how cute. Like, I remember doing a project with the wheelbarrow. And I was like, oh, look.
Careful, it's wet.
I know. How cute would a wheelbarrow cutout be for it? Or even a standing wheelbarrow. I just grabbed a stand. It would obviously be smaller, but I made quick cutouts.
You make things.
I make things.
Look,
we'll get them cut later.
They're fresh to the top.
And the local. And I have the Harvest Festival too. It would have taken too long to cut. I wanted to get this out. I was really happy with this idea here.
Hi, Tammy. Thank you, y'all.
We'll get it listed later after it's all cut. But I had an idea.
You're very smart, Zach.
I like that. I like that. And I was thinking nominee in the background.
Local.
I was thinking this.
Wheelbarrow, because this is a magnetic frame.
Like even the fresh local on a box frame would look really cute.
Grab some magnets. Just kidding. I got some. All right, let's just see. I know they're not painted, but he's very smart. He's very smart. Okay, I would need to cut that a little bit. I'll show y'all here in just a second. He's always doing something, y'all. Look. So ideally, if they were painted, look at the top. So you could add cutouts to this because it's magnetic. How stinking cool is that? All right, y'all, this is our frame. Look how cute it is. I love it. I love it so much. I love it. They are cute, aren't they? That is like a statement piece for sure, right? And it's going to go on my mantle whenever I decide to decorate for fall. So that's what I got, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Go check out specials. Grab this and a few other things. Bye, friends.